Okay, so on the last video, we discussed the pillars, the masculine, the feminine, the male, the female, the masculine principle being the spiritual, the feminine principle being the material. Now we have to bring those together into one. Sorry, I was just training, so I'm a little out of breath. This concept is going to lead into understanding more who you are. Men, you are the kings. Women, you are the queens. You have to become one. And there's a process that is involved establishing yourself into the kingdom. The kingdom of heaven is within you, and how to then express the kingdom of heaven externally. How this applies to the law is really important. When you are born, there is a magic trick that is being performed on all of us. You can call it whatever you want. It could be a black magic ritual, occult secrets hidden from us so we don't know, but it's a trick. And you have to comprehend this to move forward. You are born in divine light. You are born in heaven on earth. You are born a child of the Most High. You are the living manifestation of God in flesh. Okay? You then have to become the law. Live the law, enact the law, be one with the law. And if you don't, you're living out of alignment with, say, the Christ figure represented by Jesus. That's what he is, a representation. So, I personally, you can have whatever you want, personally don't believe Jesus is a literal figure. He's, to me, a fictional character, and the story is the greatest story ever told. And the fiction tells you who the good guys and the bad guys are and everything, and it's the new law. So there was the old law, which wasn't that much older, and then the new law created as the foundation for what we all follow today is the God's law on paper under a New Testament, and that's the will and testament of God, like literally like a will, like it's the will and testament. So to live in God's law under these rules is to live in the will and testament of God. If you need an image, there's a character called Jesus. Look to what he says in the red letter words and follow them. That's the mystical teachings. Become like him. Let those laws and rules and guideposts become your way, truth, and life within you, and find your authenticity within that. So you're never living out of alignment with that. It's kind of what it is. So keep it simple. So if you're born and you're a king and a queen, and you're a Christed child, and you didn't know, and all of a sudden you are, as we said, the feminine is the water, right? So you're born from the waters, and you're supposed to be put onto the land, okay? Something happens here, and it's really important. This is where the trick is. Because all commerce exists on the water, I'm going to make that the land and the water, okay? Commerce is not in the water, it's on the water. It's trade, it's back and forth, right? So they are vessels, ships. And the ship is the crown. Okay? Let's call that giant ship is the crown of England. This ship does all trade across the world. And it has certain codes, and we're going to go through them. I'll just give you the main one. It's called Uniform Commercial Code. UCC. Okay? Uniform Commercial Code. All trade around the world, all commerce around the world is traded through the British Crown, which you can call the IMF, the Five Eyes, the banking systems, whatever you want to call it. This is the Crown's property. Okay? They own or reside in Washington, D.C., or Puerto Rico, and this is where all the commerce is traded through all the countries. And we're going to get to that next, which is the corporations, which is the foundational aspect of all this. So, when you are born out of the water through the birthing canal, you are sent this way to the land. But right before it gets to you get to the land, they go, hey, wait. We need you to register, okay? Register this cargo with our docked doors, docking you. Our people need to dock them in and register them. And then we need to convey that property that has just been brought through the waters onto this ship. Okay? But they can't convey living beings because that would be against God's law. Those are land beings. Okay? So what they can convey is dead property, right? So when you're born, you're a baby. This is where this came from. Okay? The baby is in here, right? And it's attached to something over here. This is your placenta. When you're born, there's two things being docked, two things being born. And they cut one of them, the placenta and the living man woman. The living man woman is not registered. The placenta is what got registered because it is dead and it is cargo. So they register this, but they give it a name and it looks just like yours. So this one has my name in capital letters. Okay? And we'll know the rest of my name. So my name in capital letters, called capital majora. This is called a legal fiction. It's not a living man or woman. Me, they just pretend disappears. Okay? They're like, oh, we're going to put this in property and we're going to create something out of it. So they take this property and they create a trust. And that comes with your birth certificate. Your birth certificate is technically a trust in your name. It's a vessel. It's like a small little ship of the British Crown sent over here. We're going to give you a vessel. Okay? That's your little vessel. It's got your name on it, full capital letters. And then you get on the land. But you don't know when they send you in the mail, SIN, which is social insurance number. Funny, it's called a SIN, right? You're going against God. So they give you a social insurance number. They give you a birth certificate. So it's your trust number. It's a cess decay trust, it's called. And that trust is the vessel, basically. And it's conveyed with a full property with it, which means you have unlimited funds available to that vessel. You just don't know it. And you're on the land, and you can use this property, and you can enjoy this property, but the thing is, it's not you. It never will be the living man, okay, or woman. So the trick is, they got you to believe this capital lettered name on your birth certificate, on your driver's license, on your passport is you. It's not you. That's called a legal fiction. Some call it a straw man. Other people, I would just call it a property in your name. And that property is waiting for you to come and inherit, to come and grab, to come and claim when you turn age of majority, which in BC is 19 or 18 or 21, wherever it is. And when you turn age of majority, you have to come claim that property and claim that you're of sound mind and body and can look after your own affairs. Until then, it's not yours, or it's at least not in your control, in your capacity. Right now, you are acting as the sort of trustee for that property. So you have to do all the things, you're obliged to do all the things for it. You have to take care of it in the way the government has set it out until you're of legal age to come be the executor of it. The next trick is comprehending that because this man and woman is not this, which is so hard for people to comprehend, that you're not the name in capital letters, it's not you. But once you do and realize you're the living man, woman, then because this is all legal, this is legal, remember? And this is lawful, just two L's, but everything on the legal side pertains to the ship on the water the fiction, the dead entity, the commerce and trade back and forth. You are not a piece of cargo. You are the living man, woman. And when you can comprehend that the legal side is all the cargo, and you are on the lawful side, which is the man and woman, the legal has no jurisdiction on the lawful. And you have to separate yourself from that and learn how to become back on the land and then use the legal as a merchant, as a commerce executor, and trade on the water, back and forth with them. You're going into lawful standing. You're not running away. You're not becoming a free man on the land. You're not doing any of that stuff. You're literally learning the law and learning how to use the legal side to your benefit. They want us to. Okay? There's no one against us. When we do these things, we're going to lead into some other elements, and it's coming up for me right now, so I'll bring it up. Own nothing and be happy. Everything here right now is owned. Everything. All our land property, all our mortgages, all our this and that, our trusts, our, birth certificates, all that stuff is owned right now by them. And we need to build our own trusts and take back control of all our properties and convey them into our own wills, testaments, trusts, estates. They become part of your house and your name because you're the living man, woman, child of God. You build your own trust. All your property goes into your trust. You are the executor and principal of that trust, not them. You take control and ownership. But it's not yours. It's the trust's. You are the executor of the trust, okay? But you're not the trust. You can't be. Trust is something that can convey between the two worlds, right? So this thing is how these two worlds convey to each other. The living and the dead convey through this. You put all your stuff in your own trust, okay? It's your property now. You own it by being the executor, but you don't own the property. You just be an executor of the trust. The property is owned by the trust. You just control it, okay? You control it. Own nothing and be happy. Control everything. They were telling you the whole time. Right here. That's your freedom. Okay, that was a lot. I'm going to leave it at that for next video, but I'll convey this even more and more as we move forward. It's a little complicated, as you see, so, all right.